All right, and you are tuned in to the Bibi&Peter Show, and it's a warm welcome right here with me and my eccentric co-host, Bibi. Take it
Eccentric,
away.
really? Is there ever a time
Yeah,
that you can just start the podcast and say something nice, Peter? It will not kill you to say
eccentric,
something nice.
eccentric,
Yes, eccentric is not a
eccentric.
good word, and you know it. Eccentric means something like over the top, dramatic. Oh God!
Kind of
I
sounds
kind
like
of
you,
just
Bibi.
walked into that, right?
Hard to kind of de-associate the word eccentric with it. But anyways, I mean, I can say something.
Disassociate.
So let me try. Let me try.
Disassociate.
Let me try. Let me
Okay.
try. Let me try.
Okay.
Bibi,
Go ahead.
Bibi, you are a.
Oh my God, you cannot even come
Um,
up with one sentence. Wow, that's amazing.
wait, Bibi, give me a break. Give me a break. One sec. One sec. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay,
Bibi, I'm trying hard. Bibi, you are
do that.
a very uh, interesting person. Does that?
Oh wow, wow, that was so creative and amazing. I felt it come from your heart. Do you know that?
It did. It did. It
Should
did.
I
Let's see.
return the favor? Should I return the favor?
Okay,
Peter,
try.
when I
Try. Let's
think
go.
when I think about you, the only words
Uh,
that come to mind is obnoxious.
wow.
Um,
Ouch. That was one arrow.
uh, introvert,
uh,
but not in a good
in-
way.
introverted.
And
Where did you get that? Introverted? Really?
smug,
Mm.
smug.
No, smug. No, come on. That's terrible. You're
Uh-huh.
going low. You're going low. That's under the belt, baby. That's under the belt. Come on.
The expression is below the belt, not under the belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Same difference.
Anyway,
Difference.
anyway,
Mm.
getting back to it. Thank you so much for trying your level best to praise me and failing so dismally. Really appreciate
Okay.
it.
Well, I'll try again. I'll try again later. I might succeed one day.
I will not hold my breath. I will not hold my breath. No, not holding my breath. I might just die of suffocation. Anyway, all right. So, you know that I told you today that I'm not telling what the
Mm.
topic is, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous
So,
about it. I'm like, it's the first time that you haven't sent me a memo before the podcast. I
uh-huh.
was like, what's happening? Like I'm getting like, I'm getting into this podcast with kind of like cold feet somehow. Anyway,
Cold feet.
so
Are
yeah,
you worried? Are you worried I'm going to put you on the spot? Are you worried I'm going to put you on the spot?
well, you always put me on the spot. I'm just kind of like unprepared of
You're
what
not
kind
prepared
of
for this. Yes, you didn't have a chance to learn your lines today, right? I didn't
No,
give
I
you the
haven't.
script beforehand. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry about that.
didn't get my
But I
defense.
thought
I
it
didn't
would
get
be
my
good today.
barricade on.
I thought it would be good today to just like wing it, basically. So interesting enough, I had the student the other day, and she speaks wonderfully, like really good articulation of speech. And she's just like around a B1 going on to a B2, but she holds a conversation very well. And I said, let's just brush up on tenses. Like it was part of the lesson plan. And I was like, let's just brush up on tenses. And she went, please don't do present perfect. I don't ever use present perfect. I never want to use it. I don't need to do it. And I was like, wow, she was so emotional about it. And I was like, this is a task for the mighty Peter, right? Because whether I like to admit it or not, you have a very out of the box way of explaining tenses. I think you even have like your own song about it, right?
Yeah.
You have like a present perfect song, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I like to sing things into being. Maybe
Okay, please
I'll
no,
create it.
no, not here. Not here. There is a time and place for everything, and you are not singing on this podcast.
No. Just for the record, I am not.
Want my eardrums to burst. No,
I'm not a singer,
not.
baby.
Yeah.
I'm not a singer. I'm a podcast presenter at most.
But I
will not start the singing career. I promise.
Thank you. really appreciate it. Thank you for doing service to society. Yeah, you're doing service to society, but getting back to it, present perfect, right? I know that you.
Well, it's the nemesis, Bibi. It's really a nemesis, and it's kind of like this Darth Vader of tenses. And, students they really
Do you blame
really
them?
get
Do you
old.
blame them because present perfect? You're saying present perfect. It sounds like you're talking about the present, but in actual fact, you're talking about the past. Am I correct? Am I right? That's me.
Yeah. It's there is a connection. It's present perfect. It's kind of like where the past and present kind of, let's say, intervene, or let's say kind of overlap.
Like paths cross, like a crossing of paths, maybe. Like the past and the present.
It makes it very vague. Time is vague in itself. Right. So it makes it very difficult. You need to remember, that language tries to explain reality, and it doesn't always succeed well. Reality is much more complicated than the language that we try to use to explain it. But anyways, that's limited. But getting into are you sure you want me to get deep into present perfect right now?
I don't want to get very deep into present perfect, but if you could give us the Peter explanation, like how you do in your song, right? Just don't sing it, whatever you do, but give us that type of explanation. Like, how do you understand this better? Like, give us the tools.
I think that what really complicates the present perfect is that people try to simplify it in the sense of saying, there's this famous present perfect. How can I put it? This I would say this is the classic textbook explanation of present perfect, and it goes like this. It's like present perfect is to express past events that has present consequences. And a student listen to that and they're like, what? Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
That how do I get that? How do I get my head around that? And to the listener, if when you think about present perfect, just think about the following. And it's a past. Yes, it started in the past, as we said already. But it's unspecified. It's unspecified action. So it means that we do not say when it occurred. That the focus is not on when with present perfect. The focus is 100% on what happened.
So focus on
that's the main reason. That's the main reason for present perfect. It's talking about things. For instance, let me give you an example. I know that Bibi is into those kind of rough romantic movies. So I would be like, Bibi, have you watched the 50 Shades of Grey?
Okay. Oh, right. No,
sorry, was that a secret? I'm sorry, Bibi, that was a secret. Oh my goodness, sorry, Bibi. I so didn't get that. Sorry, Bibi, I'm sorry. Guys, I just have this thing of escaping secrets of people on the air. It's really terrible. But anyway, sorry, Bibi, for that. But I mean, anyway, so you're really focusing on what happened, and if it occurred something in the past, somewhere in the past, but that's not relevant when it occurred. Right? It's just relevant that it occurred.
I haven't seen the movie.
Maybe, I mean, you don't have to lie about it. Neither be ashamed. It's perfectly normal to like this kind of I don't know what you call it, erotic.
Oh my God. Do you know this is a learning podcast? It's not OnlyFans. Like, can you keep it above the belt? Like you were saying, this is way below the belts, right? This is not OnlyFans, right? Okay. Sorry. Educational podcast and fun English learning podcast. Okay.
Let's go to Disney. Okay, that's a Disney movie. Bibi, have you watched You watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I have watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's not my favorite, but I have watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you see, so here the focus is simply on have you or have you not, and when you have watched the movie, it's really not relevant at all.
I
So
can say
that's
I have
where
watched it. Yeah, like I don't have to say it was yesterday. I don't have to say it was last week. I can just say I've
if
watched
you
it.
would,
Yeah.
if you do say, if you do specify the time, then you change the tense. Then you go to simple past. So if you say I saw it or I watched it last week, then you would that won't be present perfect, right? Because then you're changing the tense because you're specifying.
So I have seen
the
it
time.
yesterday. I have seen it yesterday.
No,
Incorrect.
no,
Incorrect. Right.
Because yesterday is a specified time. I've watched
The
it.
penny has dropped. I understand it now. So we're using present perfect to talk about the past, but we're not giving a specific time, right? So we're not saying yesterday, we're not saying 2 years ago, we just unspecified time.
Stating the action, just stating what happened.
So if I say, have you been to Barcelona? Yeah. No, it's a lie. I haven't been to Barcelona. Yeah.
Not yet,
right. Not yet, at least. Yeah, fingers crossed. I get to go to Barcelona. But yes, I haven't been to Barcelona, or I haven't seen Barcelona.
Yeah,
I think
so you have certain, like what we call unspecific expressions, which are like ever, never, once, many times, several times before, so far, already, yet, since. Since as well, we use since with the continuous mostly, with the continuous perfect tense, but that's another subject. So these are kind of words that we associate with present perfect. Okay, and you use present perfect in 4 specific, let's say, circumstances. The first, I'm gonna be 1 minute, just 1 minute running through it. First one is experience. Go. So present perfect is when you are kind of having the experience, like going to Barcelona, going somewhere, or watching a movie. That is like experience. So you would use present perfect.
All right.
Once again, not specifying time. Change over time. So when something has changed, remember that when something changed, Bibi, it's difficult to pin a time, right? I mean, let's say I say, wow, you have grown since the last time I saw you. I mean, it's hard to kind of time growth, right? I mean, growth is very gradual.
Could I say I have changed my outlook on life? Could I say that?
Yeah,
that'd be correct.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Or the world has become a better place since I
got one for you, Peter. I've got one for you. Brilliant, and such a genius. You have picked up weight since the last time I saw you.
I have? How much?
Quite a bit, actually. Yeah, you're filling up the entire screen. Yeah? And I used since. Wasn't that a brilliant example? Since the last time I saw you, you have picked up weight, right?
Yeah.
Right? How was that?
So you can say, so pay attention. You can say since the last time I saw you, because that's not specifying when it happened.
Of course. Okay. Right. So
experience,
change. What are the other 2? Yeah. Go.
Accomplishments. So that is also kind of like that's also subjective, obviously, but accomplishments. So man has been to the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know, or she has learned to speak English. Okay. Or
Peter has learned manners. No?
I have what?
Peter has learned manners. Or no?
Yeah.
No. You know? Peter has learned manners.
Yeah. Bibi has been spoiled rotten.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I have to give it to you. Not a bad one. Has been. Okay. Good.
Right.
And What's the fourth?
And then uncompleted action. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, because sometimes pay attention, baby, pay attention. This specifically is what gets, I think, people the most, I would say, confused. And it's when something starts in the past, do not know when, and it's occurring until now. Okay. But let me just break it down. Pay attention. So I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to give you an example. The rain hasn't stopped. Okay. The game hasn't finished. So it's when we use present perfect in the negative to state something that has occurred, or we waiting for that thing to happen. That's the past. So if I say the rain has...
So Peter hasn't learned manners yet? No, not right.
Yeah, it's exactly the same situation. So it's something that you are waiting, you're expecting it actually to occur. So it's kind of like So think about expectations. It's an expectation.
Okay.
And an expectation in itself is also difficult to time. So you're expecting something, and that's why it's negative. It's negative because you're expecting that thing to happen. It hasn't occurred yet. It hasn't occurred yet. So you're having that expectation.
It's already started, so that makes it in the past, right?
Your
It hasn't arrived
Your
yet.
expectation. Yeah, your expectation has started. Pay attention. Your expectation has started.
My expectation has started. My God.
So well, just talk about an expectation that you have about something, baby. Any expectation.
I haven't learned Spanish yet. I haven't learned Spanish as yet. So
Okay.
I haven't received my certification of A1 as yet. I don't know.
So you're expecting that to arrive.
Right.
So expecting, it's expectation. Yeah. And we can also use, being very blunt about it, expecting as in a child. So, the child is there. Let's use this as an analogy. The child's there, it's alive, but it hasn't been born. So it's difficult to, you have the child in the womb, and you're expecting the child to come into being, so to speak, or to come into the world. So we expect, the child needs to be born soon. So that expectation is present perfect, and that's maybe a little bit more of a complexity within present perfect, because expectation.
Okay, my head is spinning right now. My head is honestly spinning right now, but I do realize that once you grasp the concept, it's for life. Like understanding it like this makes it much easier to understand. So when we're using present perfect, we could be talking about an experience, a change, an accomplishment, and most of all, the last one, which is the most difficult, is something that's between the past and the present. So it's an expectation that you have, as Peter explained it. But I have to be honest, it is a lot to take in. But I think once you understand it, it's for life, right, Peter?
Yeah. So there's one more, baby. There's one more.
Oh dear
Last
God,
one.
come on.
Okay. This one is easy. It's the multiple actions at different times in the past. So you would say, I've been to the doctor several times, or I've worked for multiple bosses, or I have been through many courses.
So we're talking about in the past, something that happened in the past, but a lot of times. Yeah?
Yeah, several times in the past.
So I have asked Peter to behave multiple times, or I have asked Peter 100%. To be nice multiple times. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And I used I have, right? I have, and my verb in the past. I have asked.
Yeah.
I have wanted to knock Peter over the head multiple times, right? Like that.
And I'm still standing multiple times.
Sadly, yes, sadly. It's almost as though there's hope.
So with multiple actions, obviously you cannot specify the time, because it will be difficult for you to than multiple actions and multiple times in a sentence, right? It's just not practical. It's not practical.
I have sent many
So,
emails, right? I can say that. I've
mhm,
sent many emails, right?
mhm, mhm,
Okay. I think I got it.
so, mhm, mhm.
Um, wow, Peter.
So, so that's breaking it down. That's the 5 rules. Do you want to just give it to them again? Maybe from the first one. What's the 5 practical
First
situations?
one was
Number 1,
experience,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
change, right?
Change. Over time.
Accomplishments, right?
Good.
Expectations, which was the difficult one because we kind of starting in the past and then going to the present when just like a crossroads almost, right?
Yeah. Just
Um,
remember with expectation, it's always negative, guys. It's always negative. So it's
that's a good one.
I have not, or the person, my mother
No,
has
it's
not arrived. My mother has
but she
not
hasn't
arrived. It's
given
always
birth
negative.
yet. It's not really
Exactly.
negative.
He hasn't given birth yet.
She hasn't.
Yeah, of course. Negative.
Okay.
Or the child hasn't been born yet. The child hasn't been born yet. Okay. So it's negative.
Not.
Always negative.
Okay, very
It's always negative. It's always
nice.
negative.
Perfect.
Expectation
Oh
is
my God, I
always
think you're
negative.
onto something. Brilliant.
Expectation is always
Because
negative. Okay.
expectations are not real and they're unrealistic because it's like
Hasn't occurred.
waiting to
That's why an expectation.
exactly. Peter hasn't been polite yet. Get it? Good. Okay. Multiple actions in the past is the last one, the 5th one of present perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, guys, that we had to be so grammatical today. We tried our best to make it as fun as possible, but sometimes we've got to really take a deep dive, means like explore it in a very particular way to get the point across. And
Yeah.
if you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to send them to Peter. I'd love to see him try and
Let
make
me
sense of it all.
just one last tip. If you feel
Okay.
that you're grinding too much with present perfect, do not try too hard. It's a tense that needs to grow on you. So that means that it comes naturally once you are exposed to it, once you see it, and once you understand. It's not something you might understand, from the first shot on. So it's not just one class or one lesson. It's something that needs to grow on you. So let it grow. Don't put that pressure on, oh my goodness, I'm not using present perfect. Present perfect definitely is a milestone in your language fluency, but it's something organic. You need to allow your brain to map it, and you will produce it
Make a
naturally.
connection
Do
on
not
it.
push.
Yeah.
Do not push it too much, because then it becomes very artificial. Okay, it's not a artificial tense.
It's not
something that
AI.
Yeah, it's something that it present perfect exists to make your life easier.
And
Okay,
and
not
that is
complicated.
exactly what I was telling my student. I said, you just told me, you just used the tense on, because she's like, I have learned it so many times in the past. And I'm like, you just didn't realize you were using it right now.
Exactly.
I've learned it so many times in the past. And she's like, what? And I was like, exactly, because don't overthink it that you don't like the tense. You're already using it naturally. Yeah.
Exactly.
So have
Exactly.
the background knowledge of it and all the rules that Peter tried to explain. I have to give it to him.
Yeah.
It was quite good. My God.
And then
Okay.
you just, well, that was a compliment. Wow, I got a compliment. Thank you.
I know, right? I was
Thank you.
hoping that
Thank you.
you
Wow.
didn't realize it
Well,
because it just came out. And I was
thanks.
like, oh, my
Mm.
goodness. What?
You said the compliments comes out naturally. It comes out naturally. It's just something that's in you, right? It grows on you, like present perfect.
You grow on me like a fungi. My God, that's not a good thing.
Like
Yeah,
a
I
fun
know.
guy. Come on.
Yes.
I would prefer to be a fun guy. I prefer that, to be a fun guy than a fun guy.
Oh, that's a good play on words. Okay, so fungi
Mhm.
is like this yucky bacteria, right? And Peter's saying he prefers to be funny, like a fun guy. Yeah, just to like simplify that a bit. But Peter, time is running out. We do not want to
Let's
be
go.
boring, right?
Okay,
That's
sorry.
your
I'm
job,
sorry,
not
guys.
mine. Oh,
Sorry for
let's
covering present
go.
perfect. We apologize.
Well,
And on
I hope it
purpose.
helps everyone. I hope it helps everyone. And if you have any questions, please drop Peter a message. Yeah. He has no choice but to help you. If he doesn't, just message me instead. I will sort him out. Okay.
I have
Bye
so
for
much sweet.
now.
Bye bye. See you.